Yes, editorial matter. Start. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has often spoken of the neighborhood first policy. He started with a highly successful visit to Nepal in August 2014, but the relationship took a nosedive in 2015 when India first got blamed for interfering in the constitution drafting in Nepal and then for an unofficial blockade that generated widespread resentment against the country. It reinforced the notion that Nepali nationalism and anti Indianism were two sides of the same coin that Mr. Oli exploited successfully. In Nepali thinking, the China card has provided them the leverage to practice their version of non alignment. In the past, China maintained a link with a palace, and its concerns were primarily related to keeping tabs on the Tibetan refugees community. With the abolition of the monarchy, China has shifted attention to the political parties as also to institutions like the army and armed police force. Also, today's China is pursuing a more assertive foreign policy and considers Nepal an important element in its growing South Asian footprints. The reality is that India has ignored the changing political narrative in Nepal for far too long. India remained content that its interests were safeguarded by quiet diplomacy even when Nepali leaders publicly adopted anti Indian postures, an approach adopted decades earlier during the monarchy and then followed by the political parties as a means of demonstrating nationalist credentials. Long ignored by India, it has softened distortions in Nepalese history textbooks and led to long term negative consequences. For too long, India has invoked a special relationship based on shared culture, language, and religion to anchor its ties with Nepal. Today, this term carries a negative connotation, that of a paternalistic India that is often insensitive and worse still a bully. It is hardly surprising that the 1950 Treaty of Peace and Friendship, which was sought by the Nepali authorities in 1949 to continue the special links it had with British India and provides for an open border and right to work for Nepali nationals, is viewed as a sign of an unequal relationship and an Indian imposition. Yet, Nepali authorities have studiously avoided taking it up bilaterally, even though Nepali leaders thunder against it in their domestic rhetoric. The urgent need today is to pause the rhetoric on territorial nationalism and lay the groundwork for a quiet dialogue where both sides need to display sensitivity as they explore the terms of a rest of the special relationship. A normal relationship where India can be generous partner will be a better foundation for neighborhood first in the 21st century. Stop.